Now on ITV, Emmerdale's Melandra Burrows is a guest in the very special Gayle's World.
Tuesday here. Oh, I've been busy this week with my latest campaign to ban women drivers. I mean, I'd still let them do the shopping and the school run, but as Grant says, they should be banned on the motorway because women do tend to clog up the left-hand lane, which is really annoying for the blokes when they want to illegally overtake on the left. But Grant's ever so sweet, because whenever we go out in the car, he always lets me sit up the front, which is really sweet of him. Well, he has to, actually, because he's only got a provisional licence, but my acting's going well. I think Hollywood beckons. I think if I went to stay, I would definitely go to Beverly Hills, because anyone who's anyone stays there. I mean, she must have a big house. But I've been talking to the great and the best about me acting. I met the director, Trevor Nunn, the other day, and I said to him I wanted to get into directing myself, and he was ever so helpful. He suggested I start with Traffic. Because I've got my own film now. I've brought it out myself. It's a film of Emily Bronte's life entitled I Couldn't Get a Boyfriend, so I had to write a book instead. And I play Emily Bronte, and I'm one of those actresses, you know, I just get totally immersed in a role. I have been living and breathing Emily Bronte, which I think, you know, it's quite difficult for Grant because I'm finding it so hard not to be Emily at home. Because when we make love, I find myself shouting out, "Oh, Heathcliff! Heathcliff!" And it upsets him, really, you know, because it is the name of next door's dog. Announcement for tonight's show. Me and Grant are getting married! Oh, yes. I thought I'd do it because I think that we're doing it for the nation, really, because after Fergie and Di, I think people need someone classy to look up to. But of course, getting married, there's a lot of preparation and organisation involved. So tonight, we've got some help and advice with it. So, will you please welcome my special guest? She's been married 3 times in Emmerdale and she's still under 30. She's the Patsy Kenzie of the soaps. Do you please welcome the wonderful Melandra Burrows?
You want some advice on weddings? Look no further. I'm your girl. 3 screen weddings, 2 dead husbands. One shot himself, one went up in smoke, and the other's in a wheelchair.
Blimey.
What can I say?
They must be avoiding you like the plague.
I'm not going to say that. Anyway, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. He's Mr. Right.
Yes, Gayle, but a right what?
Yeah, well, he can be a little bit moody sometimes. Really? Yeah, the violent mood swings we get. But he's lovely, because, like, he's ever so sweet, though, because, like, we was at this party the other night, right? I was having a right laugh, and because Grant was telling everybody that how when one of my boobs got stuck in the window, right? I was having a right laugh about it, so then I started telling everybody what a tiny penis he had.
Oh, as you do,
yeah, he got really annoyed about it. But I would like to get married, though, because what would be really lovely is I'd love to start a family. I'd love to have a little baby girl or something like that. But if I had a baby, I'd go for natural childbirth. I would wear no makeup whatsoever.
Well, it sounds like you've got it all planned, yeah?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we've got it all planned. We've got Hello doing the photos, and for the wedding night video, we've got the Red Hot and Dutch channel. because you see, there's lots of people have trouble, and I think it'd be good, you know, with all that sort of stuff, and it'd be quite good to give them a little bit of advice. Because I was watching this documentary, this sort of sex documentary, and it was really funny, right? Because like there's this couple relearning how to make love, right? And they were sitting there naked on a bed, chanting, doing ancient breathing exercises, taking it in turns to touch each other down below. And we had the camera crew laughing in the background.
I wonder, is it going to be a big do?
Oh, yes, very upmarket. Oh, yes, well, we were going to have a Lucky Chimney Sweep, but he was booked, so we've got Lucky Milkman.
Yeah, well, what's
Now,
this?
listen,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a little bit of advice about something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the best man, he has got a spider's tattoo all down his neck, right? Now, what could he wear to show that off to its best advantage?
Yeah, Gayle, I'm not sure about that one. Do you want to see mine later?
Yeah, you've got
I'm joking. So, I mean, are you going to have, like, a traditional service?
Well, a lot of girls these days don't like saying I obey, and I agree with them, so the vicar's going to let me say I must submit totally.
Yeah, but Gayle, I mean, everyone has their differences. You've got to learn to be tolerant of them.
I know.
I mean, have you and Grant got any?
Not really, nothing
No?
major. I mean,
No.
the only difference between us is he believes in sleeping around and I believe in monogamy, but that's about it, really. But you see, everybody fancies me being a glamour model. You have to put up with a world of men fancy me, like that cameraman, he fancies me, don't you, darling? I like it. I thought I'd better come dancing with it, so I went up to him earlier. I said, you want to get off with me, don't you? He said, is the Pope a Catholic? I said, don't change the subject. I'm no fool. Now, Melandra, would you mind helping me deal with some sort of problem letters and phone calls, other people, you know, with their marriage problems and stuff? Would you be all right with doing that? Right, the first one's a letter. I've just stamped that. This one, but dear Gayle, I'm thinking of getting divorced. My husband drinks, gambles and spends no time with either me or the children. I don't know why he's doing this to me. I'm at the end of my tether. And that's from Shirley and Derby. Well, if you're watching tonight, Shirley, now, my advice to you, don't take this the wrong way or nothing, darling. But do you think you might be a little bit more annoying than you think? You know, it might be all your fault. OK, darling. Right, that's that one solved. Now, pick up that. Now, I think our next caller, I think it's a medical problem. It's John, is it? Hello, John.
Hello, Gayle.
What's the problem, darling?
I'm impotent.
All right, John, you're important. OK. OK, but what's the problem, my darling?
No, Gayle, I'm really worried. I'm impotent.
All right, John, you're important. I heard you the first time. Blimey, these men and their egos. You've got a terrible ego on you, John. You're probably the sort of bloke who shouts out his own name when he comes. Goodbye. We've solved a few problems there, haven't we? That's lovely.
Well done.
Well, I think all it remains for me to say is to thank my absolutely fantastic guests for coming on the show. Will you all go mad for the wonderful Melandra Burrows?
Hi, Liggy Bingley Toppingham, aristocrat heiress and lady about town.
Hi, Jamie Hall, almost meteorising celebrity it girl.
For charity, we were more than delighted to help out as celebrity shop assistants for the day.
To donate our wages and attract custom for a good cause.
We were quite hoping to get the oyster bar at Harrods, but cheeky footballer Gaza got that one.
We got our local supermarket to help out as checkout girls.
We were quite surprised, though. They don't have valet parking for their staff.
Everyone, this is Liggy and Jamie.
Oh, there's no W.
We don't get many double-barrel names. I'm afraid we couldn't get it all on.
Not to worry. I used to have name tags on my clothes at boarding school. It wasn't a requirement. It just helped my parents remember my name when I went home for the holiday. Oh, no, I wasn't looking for a prize. I was just letting my nails dry.
I'll just have to check the price of those. Liggy, how much are 2 bananas?
50 pounds?
Thanks, darling. I'm useless with this barcode. I think it would be easier just to guess. That's £3,575, please. And would you like some cash back? ABC. Oh, you're learning to read. That's marvellous. And you've got a car as well. Well done, you. You've come up from the gutter and you've made something of yourself.
What's really lovely about doing this is we don't normally get the chance to mix with Joe Pleblick, as we like to call him.
The people of Britain, the great unwashed.
It must be lovely for you to be able to afford oranges. I suppose when you were young, you only ever had them at Christmas.
Did your mother have scurvy? What was her cage?
I know, Kathy, but they're only here for the day, and we agreed to do it for charity.
Yeah, but she asked me if I was a gypsy, and to keep clean that I'd take soap to the swimming pool.
We don't mean to be rude, but if you do win, would you mind buying your large property in South London? It's just we live in North London and...
Well, so far we've managed to keep the new money out.
Now, are you on benefit? The money you would save if you gave these up would get this little street urchin through private education.
And then you wouldn't have to send him up a chimney. We think it's going really well. The manager seems very impressed.
Your lunch hour isn't supposed to last over 2 hours. I'm going out for a meeting this afternoon, so if you could get back onto the checkout.
Okay, darling.
What this place needs is a bit of class.
Yes. We should add a few of our personal touches.
Mr. and Mrs. Dean Stubbs from the Old Kent Road.
Now, I know you'll be without gas or electricity for over a month, but you'll have enjoyed one of life's great delicacies.
Mr. Harold Cheshire, the Alphabetti Spaghetti delivery man.
Very irate manager.
The very irate manager.
Right. I want you out. I don't care if it's for charity.
You bring class to a place and do you get appreciated?
Oh, well, at least we can fit in a manicure before dinner.
Divine!
Gayle, welcome.
Hello.
Now, what can I do for you? Why do you feel you need to see a psychiatrist?
Well, it seems to me anyone who's anyone these days is in therapy, and I'm as good as the rest of them. I'm as mentally unstable as any other high-profile celebrity.
Well, you seem in good spirits now. Why don't you lie down on the couch and relax?
Ooh, I know you're gay. The last bloke that said that to me sold his to the news of the world.
All right, Gayle, now tell me, does anyone in your family have a history of mental illness?
Oh, not that I know of. My Uncle Jack did once spend a week in a mental hospital.
Was he mad?
Mad? He was blooming furious. He'd only got in to fix the boiler.
And is there anything you think is relevant? Anything that you think, as a psychiatrist, you ought to tell me about?
Well, I'm psychotic.
Oh, really? What makes you think that?
Well, when Paulie Yates had her baby, I just knew she'd give it a silly name.
Do you mean psychic?
Oh, yeah, psychic. And I'm in touch with aliens.
I see.
mind, I have got a problem with schizophrenia.
Oh? Oh, what sort of problem?
I can't spell it.
When I spoke to you on the phone, you said you were something of an artist. Have you brought any examples of your work, as I asked?
Oh, yes, I brought some of my paintings.
Good.
Because now, this first one, this one's called Broken Hearts. And I did this when me and Grant had an argument at who was the best character in Home and Away. And this one was my surreal phase. It's called Off My Face. I did it when I was paralytic. And this one, I'm very proud of this one. This one is called Simply Cat.
And this was during your blue period, was it?
Oh, I'd rather not talk about those Swedish films if you don't mind.
Let's just forget about the picture, shall we? Let's move on to the interpretation of dreams.
Oh, well, I do have a recurring dream.
You do? Oh, good, good. Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I dream it every night, actually. I dream every night that I'm doing a public appearance at Wembley Stadium and there are 40,000 people and I go out onto the stage and they're all staring at me and then they just start laughing and the laughter, it gets louder and louder and they're laughing and it gets louder and louder and it's just awful. It's
What is it? What is it? Why are they laughing?
Oh, it's then that I look down and I realise I've got all my clothes on. I just want the world to open up and swallow me.
I've been working as a show business psychiatrist for 15 years, and I think I can say you are, to use a technical term, the most barking mad person I have met since Freddie Starr came in here. And I almost cured him. Yes, you really are the most remarkable case I've had.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm up there with the best of them. You see, I am very deep, very, very dense.
Yes, you're a half-wit.
I am, aren't I? Oh, thank you, Doctor. You've been absolutely marvellous. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Gayle.
Royal news. Sources close to the Duke of Edinburgh say that they'd really rather be somewhere else.
There was considerable embarrassment at this week's Royal Garden Party when 3 gardens all turned up in the same floral design.
Security was stepped up around Kensington Palace today after a dishevelled-looking man was spotted trying to climb the perimeter fence. But quick-thinking police managed to help him out before Di could get her hands on him.
And Princess Diana has spoken for the first time about the shame and humiliation of being seen in public with ugly, fatty, orange-peel thighs. Or, as the public knows her, the Duchess of York.
It was rumoured by insiders that actress Pamela Anderson was planning on getting back together with her estranged other half. But hopes were dashed when her plastic surgeon explained that he'd already thrown all the bits away. Accused of being a bad parent, actress and rock singer Courtney Love today defended her right to give her daughter a little smack now and again.
But promised that in future she'd keep it down to just a couple of grams a week.
And rumours that society hostess Miss Tarabit Toffee Upself is expecting a new baby were given more credibility this week when Miss Upself was spotted in the children's department of Harvey Nicks. Insiders claim that she bought a set of baby grows, a pram and a mobile, although whether the mobile was an Ericsson or a Nokia is as yet unconfirmed.
Hunky film star Brad Pitt has denied that he's starting to see supermodel Kate Moss. He did think he'd seen her once, but then she turned sideways again.
At the recent function hosted by Tamara Beckwith, champion show jumper and all-round eligible bachelor Rupert Chomley Fotheringay dramatically declined an invitation to dance with the lovely hostess, claiming he was still a little stiff from badminton. Miss Beckwith replied that she didn't care where he was brought up, provided it was south of Watford.
So from Nicky
and me, Jammy, it's good night and ciao!
Miss Tuesday, do take a seat. Preferably not a safe Tory one, because there are not too many of those around. That was a joke.
Oh,
Oh, right. Well, it's lovely to meet you. You're one of my great political influences.
Well, that's very kind indeed. Thank you.
Now, which party are you in?
Well, I'm a Conservative, of course.
Oh, right. Congratulations.
Well, there's nothing to congratulate me about. You know, we lost the general election. Gayle, I hope you voted.
Oh, no, I've missed all this. General election, there was no mention of that on the children's channel. I've been busy watching Dopey, Sleepy, Grumpy and Bashful.
Well, I suppose you saw some of my colleagues lose their seats then.
And Bambi.
Well, he won, unfortunately.
No, still not with you. Anyway, my Grant wouldn't want me to vote because it's not very feminine having opinions. Because, like, sometimes I'll go to a pub, right, and I hear girls mouthing off and they're just going on about this, I think this, I think that, and I just think to myself, why do you do this? Because no one's going to want to shag you now.
Yes, Gayle, remind me to introduce you to Claire Short. I think you'll get on like a house on fire.
So tell me now, Jerry, who are your political influences?
Well, Winston Churchill, Harold Macmillan, Margaret Thatcher. What about you?
Oh, Linda Lusardi, Ginny Johnson, Andy Peters. Oh, I'm a woman of many talents. I've dipped the odd toe in political affairs.
Oh, so at least you've met David Mellor.
Well, I've had several affairs with some very honourable members. One of them was an upstanding cabinet minister.
Good Lord, that's a very prominent position, Gayle.
You're telling me.
Oh, did it last for long?
About 3 hours.
No, I meant the affair.
Yeah, so did I. Oh, he adored me. He'd bend over backwards for me. They're very supple, those cabinet ministers.
Was he Eurosceptic?
Oh, I hope not. He did have a funny rash on his...
It's hard EQ.
Quite. But the reason I wanted to see you, Jerry, is I'm very keen on becoming Prime Minister, and I just thought I'd get a little bit of advice.
Well, it's a tough job. I mean, there's a lot of issues to consider. Tough issues. Now, Gayle, how would you deal with BSE?
Oh, well, I haven't got any of those. Oh, no, that was CSE, sorry. No, but I'd be ever so good at the job.
I think it's probably time that we had a strong woman at number 10.
Yes, you see, and Downing Street would be so handy for me. You know, shopping in the West End, staggering distance from Stringfellows. You know, and I've got fresh new ideas for the future, politics for the millennium. I'm going to put the greats back into Great Britain, the Lets back into Letchworth. No, I'm going to expand the Channel Tunnel idea, have Atlantic Tunnel, and I'm going to have shuttles to the moon with free pizza delivery within 30 minutes. Now, my ideas are ambitious, but I promise the electorate I will do everything I say. And I also promise by the year 2000, 9 out of 10 households will have time machines, which is going to be ever so handy. You know, if it's the morning after the night before and you wish you hadn't done it. And also by the year 2000, I promise that 9 out of 10 human beings will be able to fly.
Gayle, if you get elected, never mind human beings, it will be pigs that will be flying.
Oh, no, not pigs as well. Think of the air traffic control.
Gayle, this is really pie in the sky stuff.
Flying pies, are you mad?
It's been really kind of you to come along and give us the benefit of your truly radical ideas, but I think perhaps we can probably manage without you.
Oh.